Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests. Today, it is our 49th meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club, and I, your Sergeant at Arms, Kalpana, is very happy to welcome you all aboard this 49th meeting. Like every meeting, we all have certain rules that we need to follow to make our meeting disturbance-free meeting. So, let me tell you. Let me first, this time for a change, begin with the mission of the club. The mission of the club, of a Toastmasters club, is to provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. This is the mission of every Toastmasters. The rules that we need to follow is, I request all the role players to kindly prefix their role. For example, the speaker 1 will prefix speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 2. If you're a grammarian, please prefix grammarian before your name, and all the guests to prefix guess before their names. Kindly keep all your mobiles on silent. Use the chat box to communicate, but do not chat while a speaker is speaking. A sergeant at arms is never alone, especially in this virtual platform. In this virtual platform, the person behind the scenes, behind the curtain, who is going to accompany me is Toastmaster Kunal Anand. I want each and every one of you to appreciate and applaud Kunal, who is going to be the person who will be ensuring that you are highlighted and pinned. A role that ensures that all the meetings are run smoothly, especially virtual meetings. So remember, the silent role player is Kunal, our Zoom master. I now would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer. Do you know who is our presiding officer? None other than smart, beautiful, and sassy Toastmaster Nikita. Toastmaster Nikita has joined us from past 6 months, but has made tremendous progress in contributing to the successful running of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. It's a pleasure to have us here among us. So let me now hand over this virtual stage to Toastmaster Nikita. Please welcome her with a round of applause. Everyone, Toastmaster Nikita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpana. That was a really nice introduction and brought a smile to my face in the morning. That's great. I welcome all the members and guests present today. Today, we have an important topic that we can talk about, which is words. I'm using words to open this meeting today, and so did Kalpana. Words are important in our life. They can sometimes create and destroy things. A single word can change many things. Do you all remember the words and the kind acts that encouraged you when you were young? Who was that adult that spoke into your life? Perhaps a teacher, a coach, a relative who changed the trajectory of your life all the way when they spoke. Hopefully, he or she used some positive words of love and acceptance that have encouraged you. Our words actually have the unique power to take root in the fertile soil of a child's spirit. Words bring this truth to light. Sharing the kind words like honey, sweet to the soul, and they're healthy for the body. A life can change forever with a single uplifting phrase and an act of kindness. Once, a 21st century rabbi said this about words. He said that words are singularly the most powerful force that are available to humanity. We can choose this force either constructively with words of encouragement or destructively with words of despair. Words have the energy and power with the ability to help, heal, hinder, hurt, or harm and humiliate the others. If we think of this power, we wield the impact that we can make on the others. And this impact can be more intentional once we know how to choose the right kind of words. On this note, I would like to introduce our guests to the world of Toastmaster and words. May I please ask the guests to introduce themselves? May we have guest Shrestha on the pin?
Hi guys, I'm Shrestha Shetty, and I'm from Bombay, and I currently work as a robotics and artificial intelligence engineer. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here today.
That's great, Shrestha. Looking forward to seeing you more. Do we have any other guests? Okay. Okay. So I think we can move ahead.
Yeah, we have guest Mayur who has just entered the room, and
Okay.
Rishabh is also there, presiding officer.
Right. So, guest Mayur, can you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell us what brought you to Toastmasters?
Hi, this is Mayur from Mumbai.
Right. Hi, Mayur. Yes, we can hear you.
Mayur, you can unmute yourself. We can't hear you. Hello, guest Mayur. Mayur? Okay. I think we can move on.
Okay. Yes, we can come back to Mayur later if that works then. Guest Rishabh, since this is your second meeting, can you give us your feedback of how was your first meeting and how you liking Toastmasters so far?
Thank you, Nikita. I really enjoyed the first meeting, the last session, which happened on Sunday. So I really like the concept and the structure in Toastmaster, like how the speaker comes, there is prepared speeches, then there are table topics. So evaluation is given at every aspect. So it not only helps in just speaking, it also helps in listening and learning a new word and how to use a new word. So I guess overall it's a very structured format and which can help anyone or like anyone who is looking more into public speaking, and there are different pathways which by choosing which one can improve. So yeah.
That's great, Rishabh. Looking forward to seeing you more. Mayur, can we have another try with your, you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
I think Mayur left the meeting, so I can
Okay,
continue.
no problem. Okay, so let's continue with the meeting. Okay, so now I want to inform all of you of this fascinating experiment that was conducted by a Japanese scientist once. The Japanese scientist was called Masuro Emoto. So Emoto formed a series of fascinating experiments to see that if these words that we speak have some energy or not. When he froze water and he froze it that's free from all impurities, he saw that it forms beautiful ice crystals that look like snowflakes and when you put them under a microscope. When water that is polluted has additives or fluorides, it will freeze without forming crystals. So, in his experiments, Emoto used pure water and he labeled them into vials. First, he labeled the vials with negative phrases, I hate you, or fear. After 24 hours, the water that was frozen and it no longer crystallized in the microscope. It gave a gray, misshapen clumps instead of a beautiful lace like crystal. In contrast, he also had other vials where he may label them as I love you or peace. And he labeled them on these of the polluted water. After 24 hours, they still gave perfect hexagonal crystals. Emoto's experiments here prove that words actually have energy that can be generated by using positive or negative connotations. And these can actually change physical structures of objects. The results of all these experiments that he did was published in a series of books called The Hidden Messages of Water. And you can see all these astounding photos of having the shape of water change by changing the words that you use. On this note, I hand over the meeting to the TMOD, which is me again. So now I take over the meeting as a TMOD. As the TMOD, I would first like to welcome all the role players and the tag teams who are going to assist us. First, I would like to begin by introducing the tag team who was there to assist us on the meeting today. So I would first like to call upon the timer, Toastmaster Anisha, to introduce herself and her role.
Good evening. Welcome, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guest. I'm timer of today. As a timer, my duty is to time the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. For prepared speeches, the time allotted is 4 to 6 minutes. For table topic, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. For evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. Speaker must meet the specified time limit to qualify for the awards at the end of the meeting. I will display the green card at the minimum qualifying time, yellow card at the midpoint of the qualifying time, and the red at the maximum qualifying time till the end of the speech. For prepared speeches and evaluation, the speaker has 30-second grace before the minimum qualifying time and after the maximum qualifying time. For table topics, there is a grace of 30 seconds only after the red screen is displayed. All speakers who continue to speak beyond 30-second grace will not qualify for the vote. I will report the time taken by the speaker when called upon. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anisha. I would now like to call upon the second role player of the day, who is the R counter, the A in the tag. Toastmaster Aditi, can we please have you on screen to introduce your role?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, good evening, all the fellow Toastmasters and guests. So I'm the accountant for the today, and the purpose of our counter is to note the unnecessary words and sounds used by members who speak during the meeting. So words or phrases that may be used inappropriately or unnecessarily include and, well, so, and you know. So I will be also noting down the sounds like are, and by the end of the session or if called upon, I'll be giving the note of I'll be giving the report of for all the role players and speakers today. So wish you all good luck.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aarti. That was amazing. Now I would like to call upon the third role player, which is the G of the tag team, which is the wonderful Toastmaster Sharon. Can we please have Toastmaster Sharon introduce her role?
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikita. So grammar is like salt in the words of Toastmaster Amay. And if you don't add it to your food, the food remains bland. So welcome Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the grammarian for the day. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, and I will also take note of any incorrect usage of grammar, as well as also the good usage of grammar, quotes, saying, and thoughts. As a grammarian, I will introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is FOMO, which means fear of missing out. Usage would be, I thought I would die of FOMO when I saw videos of my friend visiting the Himalayas. This is a Gen Z word, which is used by many, and I think would be helpful for us too. The phrase of the day is day in and day out, meaning again and again or continuously. Usage would be, I am tired of working from home day in and day out. I will give my report when called upon by the general evaluator, and I encourage everyone to use the word and the phrase of the day. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharon. I am here as an old woman today. I have actually wondered what is going to happen to me after death. Now, at this age, I've started wondering about afterlife. This question for me is like a mind bender. For thousands of years, people have actually claimed to visit heaven and come back. Now, me, as an old, skeptic woman, I am really confused if there is an afterlife or not. Hence, for that, I read some books and did some research. I read the stories of people who got hit on the head, suffered a stroke, or got damaged in a car, and or they even died on an operating table. This feeling of disconnection comes over them when they are going to die, a sense of being outside themselves. Perhaps they feel like somebody's opening a gate, a door, or a tunnel. Then, all at once, they're guided from the other end of the tunnel through the other world. And then they feel that all this real world, which once existed, is now this heaven is also another real world. They feel that both these realms are familiar, strange. They have music that that doesn't sound like the normal music we hear, and the light that they see in the other world is brighter than any other light. Creatures they see that may or may not be angels, and familiar faces of the loved ones, and figures from history, or sometimes even God himself. These stories are so common across the whole world that it made me so curious. What is my afterlife going to be like? What is going to happen to me? Is there a whole new different reality that exists out there, more calm, self-assured? And is there a world that is determined to persuade me that there's a heaven? This history or problem of the masses is that, is heaven real or not? Then I started reading stories of about 8 million Americans who have had a near death experience. And being the Gen Z, they call it as NDE. So that I don't have any more FOMO, even I decided to think about my afterlife and what my near death experiences are going to be like. But the logical mind in me ended up reading some theories of neuroscience of what can be an afterlife. So an afterlife is actually a parallel spiritual realm, which is real, more real than this one people say. A scientist called Raymond Moody, who actually wrote a book called Life After Life in 1975. It is one of the most popular books of near-death experiences. He said that people who have such experiences have a conviction about afterlife that transcends every religion. He said that a lot of people have been talking about a light. Some people say it's an angel, and some people say they've gone to different continents. Even people in China, India, Japan, they all talk about this, about meeting a complete love and compassion at the end of their life. Moody was one of these founders of the International Association of Near-Death Studies, a group that is devoted to understanding experiences, of one such which I may also experience soon. This is almost a philosophical puzzle. If a tree falls on the forest and there is no one to hear it, does it even make a sound? If you are certain that you saw something or you felt that you heard something, does it mean that it is empirically proven? And if you are predisposed to see something that you want to see, you are more likely to see it. The same way that Harry Potter saw his departed mother in Hogwarts magic mirror. And finally, if you see something while you're stressed, unconscious, or traumatized, does that circumstance actually certify for the veracity of your vision? On that note, let's begin with the prepared speeches till I think about my afterlife. I would like to first call upon the evaluator of the first speaker Toastmaster Ankit to explain the objectives of Toastmaster Monica's speech today.
Thank you, my dear old lady Toastmaster Nikita. Toastmaster Monica is attempting her icebreaker, that is the first speech in Toastmasters from the Innovative Planning Manual. The objective of the speech is for the member to practice public speaking and also to talk about herself. Timer, please note the time is 4 to 6 minutes. I wish the speaker all the best. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ankit. May we please have Toastmaster Monica on the spotlight? Toastmaster Monica, can you see the timer cards?
No, not yet.
Timer, can we please have your cards? Timer, Toastmaster Anisha, are you there? Timer, Toastmaster Anisha?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, can you please show your timing cards to Toastmaster Monica for 4 to 6 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, Toastmaster Monica, can you see the cards now?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, perfect. You may start. Toastmaster Monica, the title for Toastmasters Monica's speech today is Life is Simple. Life is simple. Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, team. Toastmasters, is life simple or complicated? I would like to hear from you.
Complicated.
At this age, I feel life was very simple.
Yeah, right. Life is simple, but some people make it complicated. For no reason, just focus on what you want. Do hard work. Show perseverance. Grab it, achieve it, and enjoy the success. Family is a unique gift that need to be appreciated and treasured, even when they are driving you crazy. As much as they make you mad, interrupt you, cause at you, try to control you. These are the people who know you the best and loves you. To begin with, I would like to tell you about my childhood. Basically, my childhood went in a small town called Korochi. I grew up in joint family. My childhood was completely surrounded by siblings. Actually, the they are siblings by blood, but friends by heart. I'm very much thankful that I'm having so much memories of my childhood with my family and siblings. Also, my childhood has a lot of memories from village that other couldn't be described by few sentences. My SSC marks gave me a sort of confidence to achieve my dream. When I was in 7th grade, I decided to become an engineer. When I took admission to engineering, my all the hard work till 12 came to the fruition. But this success was seed of my dreams. After 12, I had to choose a good engineering college. Some of my friends got admission according to their marks, but and some friends just for the sake of long distance so that they can enjoy their hostel life. I just analyze myself, my likeness, my requirement. That is they can get. Sorry, that is and sorry, just made the admission process easier. Now everyone will have the question how I just made the hectic and complicated process simpler. And here is my answer. So, first of all, I discussed my career plan with my family. After discussion,
After discussion with them, I came to know that my family insisted to continue my education here in Korochundi. They were uncomfortable to send me away. So I decided to have college, which is good and most importantly, feasible to me. Thus, I have chosen the DKT Institute, which is near, autonomous, and one of good college with good campus. Instead of putting lot of options, I just selected DKT as my final decision. With my strong willpower, along with good marks, I could get into the college that I want. I got admission in the first round in the same branch I want, that the computer science and engineering. And that is when my real journey began. After the 5th semester of my academic, we had to do internship, at least for 3 weeks, and college was recommended to companies. That was like only training, not the actual internship. But I wanted to do the actual internship in real industry environment. I did my first internship as a software developer, in which I work on 2 projects that are e-commerce app and web. I got to learn a lot there. Also, that experience helped me in sharing my personality as well. In 7th semester, the campus placement began. I started to work on technical and behavioral skill, gave a few mock tests, and appeared for the first company with full preparation. But I got rejected. Again, I sat with my friends and analyzed my failure. And I found that I was lacking at confidence. Then the Wipro campus rap started. And this time I gave it with full preparation and full confidence and finally got selected. Now I'm in the final year of graduation. Still, there are a lot of things to work on. Better communication is one of them. Every day, I'm trying to be a better version of myself. I was able to do all this because of my father. He is the one who encourages me to better in every little thing that I shall do. He inspired me a lot in my journey. He always says that we couldn't learn because of the poverty. So you have a chance, you learn, grow, and stand on your foot. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monica. That was a really wonderful speech. My eyes started watering when I heard of the beautiful relationship between you and your father. I have good news to give all the Toastmasters. Meanwhile, I have managed to schedule a meeting with Andrew Newberg at Thomas Jefferson University. He has a lot of experience for near-death experiences, and he is going to help me in telling me what is my life after death, which is actually ironical, life after death. But how is my life after death going to be like? Meanwhile, let's go on to the second speaker of the day, who also has interesting speeches every time. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aarti to explain the evaluation objectives of Toastmaster Akarshak's speech.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the Day Nikita, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I am going to evaluate Toastmaster Akarshak's speech. Toastmaster Akarshak is attempting Level 1, Project 2. His pathways is innovative planning. The purpose of this speech, this project is to learn and review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Best of luck, Toastmaster Akarshak. Timer, please note the time is between 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Nikita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aarti. Zoom Master, can we please put Toastmaster Akarshak on the spotlight? Yes. Timer, can you please share your timing cards? Toastmaster Akarshak, can you see the timing cards?
Yes. Am I audible, visible to
Yes,
everyone?
you are. Yes, you are.
Okay.
Toastmaster Akarshak, Deja Vu of Dates. Deja Vu of Dates, Toastmaster Akarshak.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Nikita, for letting me grace the stage. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me start by quoting an original I wrote. The puzzle of life is never meant to be finished. It is meant to let others take a piece and get replaced by another. It is neither meant to be whole, nor is it meant to be empty, because puzzles start with one piece and always end with more than just one. I remember a lot of my special dates. No, I'm not talking about the fruit dates. And no, just because it was Valentine's last week, I'm not talking about those dates either. Although I'd love to share some stories. Does this give you all FOMO? But that story is for another time. We all remember our birthdays and anniversary. But how many of us can look back and remember something more? Deja vu, the illusion of remembering things, even if they happen for the first time. That is how my life has been. I have an intuitive and mildly eidetic memory. There have been days when I could recall a person's dress color, what time it was, and even what the surroundings looked like, as if it all happened moments ago. Then there have been times when I couldn't recall what I did 2 hours prior in my day. Memory cells playing hide and seek. Day in and day out, I used to be the alarm clock and calendar for people, and sometimes I still am. What is it that I do remember? Some dates that have been etched into me, for they were painful, bittersweet, eye-opening, and exciting at the same time. Today, I would like to share 4 such dates and the lessons each memory have taught me. 20th February, 8th June, 10th April, and 20th of December. Let me start with today, 20th February 2022. Why is today significant? I will tell you at the end. But on this day, 2 years ago, I almost died, 20th February 2020. I tried to catch a moving train. I couldn't hold on. By God's grace, the platforms ended and I fell away from the train instead of towards it. Strangers held my hand and comforted me, reminding me of the kindness out in the world. I couldn't tell my family. I couldn't tell anyone. But then I thought of one friend who I had lost touch with. And just one phone call it took and he was there for me. I realized friendships too transcend into kindness, engulfing us in a warm embrace. 8th June. This day has twofold memories. 8th June 2019. It was a testing time for me. But someone I liked told me that they liked me back. It was the first time I understood my worth and how I changed lives of people for the better. The memories from that day are so deeply embedded, I can recall the messages by the minute. 8 June 2008, failure is just the beginning to something far greater. On this day, I appeared for an examination. I thought I would fail for sure, but then I cracked it and it changed my life completely. Although I cleared the exam, I couldn't make it far into the curriculum. 10th April. This is one of the craziest days across the many years. 2019, I got a job offer on this day. It was one of the best interviews in my life, to the point I had tears in my eyes when the news was broken to me. The same day I started talking to someone special in my life, the same one who told me they liked me back on the 8th of June. 2018, on this day, I was the only candidate among 7 to make it into the final slot for my MBA curriculum. I was made aware that it's not the best candidate who wins, but the one who has the most determination to succeed. 2014, the same date yet again, I went to a hill station with my office colleagues. And I used to be an introvert before this trip, but then something changed there. And it was my first step towards conquering my fears. Lastly, 20th December 2018. I met a stranger in a foreign country who made me think of what life has to offer. How being surrounded by a forest can invoke my deepest thoughts that I pinned down into a book for the first time in my life. It was because just a year after, on this day, 20th December 2017, I had lost my mother. For 11 days after this day, till the New Year's of 2017, I dreamt about her. Each day was a new lesson. Once I was reminded about the value of money. Sometimes it was about friendships, and sometimes it was about how to live independently. Each lesson I kept in my heart as I tried to live better. Was my heart ruling my brain space, inviting my mother from the afterlife? We may never know, but she does. The memories are here to stay. Stay, an acronym for all my lesson. S, sacrifice, 20th February. I sacrificed my reservations when I let strangers help me. I also sacrificed the fear of a friend hating me if I hadn't spoken to them. T, trials. 8th June. I went through 2 trials on this day, and I learned that be it physical or emotional, trials are there to help me fluster in my ambitions. A, awakening. 10th of April. Capturing my fear on this day across the years, I awoke my confidence and my passion for life. 20th December, yearning. Why? This day made me want something more from my life every time. And with each passing day, it grows. As I come to a close, I can tell you this. No memory is as important as living the moment. Today, I bought a new phone. And on this day, 2 years ago, I almost sacrificed my life. But today it was meant to be. This day had to be a Sunday. And it had to be my speech. It was foretold. My old phone was sacrificed today. But even though it is an intangible accessory, it stays in my memory as it helped me connect with you all today. This is my deja vu of dates. My story remains untold. Are my dates setting up a precedent? What will they bring in the future? Are yours setting up something in yours? Live your lives and find out. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akarshak. That was a wonderful speech. Now, I also want to inform all of you that I had a conversation with Andrew Nuremberg. Given the change of the agenda today, we will not be having the next speech, and instead, I will be informing you of my conversations that I had with Andrew. So, Andrew told me that the tunnel and light can actually be easily explained, and I was shocked how. He told me that when your eyesight fades, you start to lose the peripheral areas of your brain first. The tunnel and the light that these near death experiences so frequently describe, they can actually be easily explained. When your eyesight fades, you lose the peripheral area first. The only central area that's working is the cause of the bright light. Now I understand what is the tunnel that I will see when I am dying, and I will see a tunnel. When people die, there are 2 parts of the brain who usually, when they are living, work in opposition to each other, but when they're dying, they act cooperatively. The sympathetic nervous system, which is a web of nerves and neurons that run through the spinal cord and to every organ of your body, they are responsible for any arousal or excitement. They make you ready for action. Parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of the sympathetic nervous system, is actually entwined. It calms you down, it rejuvenates you, makes you stress free. In life, the turning off on one system promotes shutting down of the other system. The sympathetic nervous system kicks in when a car is coming to cut you off on the highway. The parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system is in charge when you're sleeping. But in your brains, people have this mystical experience, and perhaps when you die, both systems are fully on, and they give you a sensation of slowing down and being out of your body, and of seeing things vividly, including your memories, important people, your past events. It is possible. All this happens. Nuremberg also told me that it is although not certain that these visions of heaven are actually chemical and neurological events that occur in everybody's mind during their death. Now that I am sure that my brain is going to help me have a vision of heaven when I die. I am definitely, and all of you are definitely going to be seeing a tunnel, your past memories, all the dates that Toastmaster Akarshak mentioned, all your life memories that Toastmaster Monica mentioned, all these things you all will be seeing when you are going to die. along with a tunnel and some very mystical music that's going to happen. With that bang, I hope I'm going to have a good death. And I look forward to it now, to my life during death and after death. On that note, I would like to invite Table Topic Master Manas to have an impromptu speaking round so we all can make the most use of this life that we have right now. Toastmaster Manas, can we have you on the spotlight? Zoom Master, can you please spotlight Toastmaster Manas? Yes.
Yeah, thank you, beautiful lady Toastmaster of the day, fellow
Thank you.
Toastmasters and
Over to
guests.
you.
So, hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Manas Nayak, and I am the table topic master of for the day. This is an impromptu speech session of total entire this our meeting. It is an interesting session which will give a chance to Toastmasters and guests to sharpen their listening, thinking, and organizing and deliver the speech. So for table topics, the time is allocated 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. Green screen, that our timer will show that green screen at 1 minute and yellow screen at 1.5 minutes and 2 minutes. That red is at 2 minutes. 30 seconds will be given the grace. So speaker has to speak for a minimum of 1 minute to qualify for that voting. All speakers, I'm just requesting to all to use that word of the day and phrase of the day during this entire table topic. So first I will give the chance to any Toastmaster members, then after I will give the chance to guests, because guests should know that about, they should understand about that formats. So I encourage members and guests to volunteer for this session. Right now, let us begin with that session. So here I am just trying to make this too much interesting. This is your life after life. So how will be your life after life? You need to tell me. I will give you the 3 things to you. So I am here, I am just sharing my screen. So how I will conduct, how I will going to give you 3 things. Just here, yes. Oh. Yes, my screen is visual to all of you. Great. So here I will give you 3 things. That is, I will give you 1 animal, I will give you 1 place, and I will give you 1 thing. That you need to imagine that how will be your life after your life with these 3 things. Are you okay with me? So within 2 minutes, you need to create an amazing story. Your life will be, how it will be after your life with these 3 things. Are you ready? So Zoom Master, just help me. Who will raise their hands? I will give the chance to first to any of the test master. Then I will jump to that. Yes. So first is that Ankit Das Gupta. So yes, Ankit. Zoom Master, I just like to request to you spotlight Toastmaster Ankit, please.
Yes, Manas, thanks.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, Ankit, you are audible. So here, first round is, I will start the first round with you.
So
that
you will be giving me the topic, right, Manas?
I
And I have
will
to...
give you. You just need to select, that it is there option 1, option 2, option 3. That in animal, there is a 10 options. In place, there is a 10 option. And in thing also, there is a 10 option. So you need to select.
Okay. Option 9.
On animal, option 9. Here it is bull. Are you see my screen? This is, I will give you
I
that
would
bull.
suggest that you can just magnify it a bit, the size. Yep. Yeah, this is
Okay.
fine. Fine, fine. It's
So
okay.
place, you just
Okay, it's
select
bull.
one place.
2.
2. 2 is your blue city, Jodhpur. So you are right now in Jodhpur with a bull. So
Okay.
just select one thing.
7.
So right now you are at the blue city, Jodhpur with a bull and with a turbine car. So how will be your life?
Can I start?
Yes, over to you.
Jodhpur, the blue city. And in this blue city, I'm going to have a bull and a blue crystalline turbine car. What is the coincidence? I believe this is a FOMO moment for me because I would have loved to be in this situation in my life, but now I'm enjoying this in my afterlife. As in Jodhpur, I have been there, and a very famous place in Jodhpur is the Mehrana Fort. And I remember in my life, I had gone to Mehrana Fort and had seen a lot of singers there singing their traditional Rajasthani song. But now in the afterlife, although the singers cannot see me, I can experience everything without having the embarrassment of dancing in front of them. Over there, I'll be seeing a bull. And now, believe you me, Toastmasters and guests, animals have the capability of seeing the souls after life. And I'm pretty sure the bull will be able to see me, even though I'm not present in front of humans. I'll be talking to the bull because as a soul, we can talk with everyone. I'll be talking to the bull and I'll be asking him about his story, about how did he experience his whole life in Jodhpur. And as I'm talking to the bull, he tells me that there was a time when he used to enjoy the life in Jodhpur because there were a lot of people around and everyone were not that developed. But now, as time moves ahead, there are a lot of cars there. And one of the most difficult phase that the bull had was he had an accident by a blue crystalline turbine car. And that accident had made damage to one of his legs. And because of that, the bull is not able to move a lot. He did curse a lot of humans, which humans cannot understand. You will just understand it as moo moo. But I, as a soul, could totally understand the emotions of the bull because he wasn't ready to be in that phase of a lot of humans. He wanted to be in a phase where there were more animals and more serenity. Although I couldn't give him any solutions, I just said that don't worry, these humans are again going to go to their afterlife and they'll be hearing your story soon. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Oh, thank you, Ankit. Really, you are a great storyteller. So it is approved. So I will just request that our timer to flash that timing card. That is maximum 1 to 2 minutes we will give. So yes, anyone, the Toastmaster and
Manas,
guest.
just one suggestion. So if as you are sharing the screen, the timer will not be able to share the screen.
Yeah. So yes, I just request a timer to just message or just tinkle on 2 minutes. So here, just raise your hands, Toastmasters and guests, or I will pick. Actually, this is a platform to speak out from your heart, and it is your life after your life, right? So here I like to pick our guest Rishabh. Guest Rishabh, am I audible to you?
Hi, Toastmaster Manish. Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Can you on your video, please? Yes, great.
Yes.
So it is an interesting topic. I will give you 3 things. You will be in one city, you will be with one animal, and you will be with one things. So can you choose very quickly? Can you choose from one animal?
Option 7.
Option 7. It is goat.
Option 1.
Option 1. Right now you are in Deccan Queen, Pune city.
And option 10.
Option 10, it is Murphy Radio. You are with Murphy Radio at Pune station with a goat. Your time starts right now.
So, being from Punjab, always related to land, farming, and even in afterlife, now I am in Pune with my goat and a Murphy radio, listening to songs and music and milking the goat. having a wonderful conversation with the goat, as I can in my afterlife talk with the goat and can understand what it means. We are going through long pastures of land, grazing through the winds and having a beautiful view, listening to my favorite songs, and we were just having fun. So, uh, sorry,
No, it's
I
okay. It's
really.
okay. Yeah, continue. That goat must have tuned that Murphy radio station.
So as I saw and realized, like with music, the goat, the milking capacity of the goat increases. So I tried different music, the rock music, pop music, and I really was great to see like the goat like the Punjabi music, and the capacity increased from 5 liters of milk per day to 10 liters of milk per day. So with listening to Punjabi music, dancing on the groups, and we had a lot of fun. Okay, thanks.
Wow, great research, great. That goat must have given that that huge milk by listening that Murphy radio. Yes. Any Serene, are you ready to be participate? Yes. What happens to guys? Just raise your hands. I thought that that all the 10 topics will be very quickly. It will be complete. Raise your hand, please.
Manasji, I would like to try.
Yeah, Nilesh. Great. So yes, just choose one animal, one place, and one thing.
Animal number 3.
Number 3, it is rabbit.
Place number 5.
Right now you are at Temple City at Bhubaneswar.
And thing number 6.
You are with a Bajaj scooter. Right now you are at Temple City with a Bajaj scooter with a rabbit. Your time starts right now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas, for this very beautiful and interesting way of conducting table topics. The 3 things that, not 3 things, the 3, a rabbit, a city, Bhubaneswar, and Bajaj scooter. They're all something that I really wanted in my current life, but somehow I could never have them. I still remember as a child when I saw someone having a rabbit as a pet. I thought, okay, that's very cool. I was like 8-9 years old and was mesmerized by the soft rabbit with long ears and thought, okay, if I could have a rabbit as a pet, my life would be wonderful. But obviously, rabbits crap a lot. They are very stinky. That's what was told to me by my parents. So I could never have a rabbit as a pet. Now, Bhubaneswar is a place I have heard a lot about. But being the kind of lazy person I am, I have never bothered to travel there so far. So that's something that is missing from my life right now. And Bajaj scooter. Obviously, I grew up in the area, in the era when we all heard Hamara Bajaj. Those lyrics all of us heard, and it's very sad for all of us to hear. Very recently, Mr. Bajaj had also passed away. So this also brings some kind of nostalgic moments to my life. So when I look at these 3 things, I can look at in a way that these are the things which have been missing from my life, which I could not have. And that could have made my life very miserable. But at the same time, I can look at my life in a different way. And I can look at the things that I have got and I have achieved. They might not be the same thing what I dreamed as child, but I've got other things. And they have made my life really wonderful. I've been blessed by things which I have. I don't have a rabbit, but I have a beautiful daughter who makes me feel great all the time. I'm not in Bhubaneswar, but I live in Navi Mumbai, Kharghar, which is surrounded by beautiful green mountains. And I don't have a Bajaj scooter, but in the later on, I could have Bajaj Avenger, which was a wonderful bike. So yes, I did not have these things, but what I had was great, and I'm really thankful to you. Thankful to God for that. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Manas.
Wow, thank you, Nilesh. Actually, it is a wonderful story. But here I am expecting your life after life. So Toastmasters and all the role players, you can also participate. This is your life. You need to tell a story that your life after life with one animal, with at one city, with one old things, that very branded things that is be old. So you just raise your hands. Yes, Speaker Akarsak. Speaker Akarsak, I will give you a chance to later on because you already speaker. Kalpana, yes, Kalpana. So I just request the Zoom Master to spotlight our Kalpana. Yes, Kalpana. Right now, you need to choose one animal, one place, and one old branded things for you.
Actually, I'm unable to see the screen very well. Could you tell me what are the numbers?
Okay, animal that is number 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 is available.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
So you are getting a horse.
Okay.
At place.
Place, which are the numbers?
Place, you have that number 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Make it 4. Make it 4 all through.
Okay, 4. You are right now in the Science City, Bangalore.
Okay.
With a horse.
Okay.
And you have a Mysore sandal soap.
Wow.
You have a Mysore sandal soap at Bangalore with a horse.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manas, for that wonderful topic that you have given me. Horse. Well, when I was young, I always thought that my Prince Charming is going to come riding on a white stallion. Tell me what? I found me, a princess, that rode a white stallion to the city of Bangalore with Mysore sandal soap. You know why I use Mysore sandal soap? Because do you remember the little ad? Yeah, you have to be fresh. I was out hunting for a prince. Remember Mahabharat? Yeah, how Draupadi went out when she wanted to garland her future husband. I used a white stallion. Believe me, I knew Mercedeses were available, BMWs were available, and whatnot. I could have even flown in a jet. But nothing to grab attention like a white stallion. Oh yeah, the Prince Charming. Because I had the Mysore sandal soap in my hand, almost all the Mysoreites gathered around me. And I looked at each and every one of them. Who shall I choose? Well, like Draupadi, I did not have a garland in my hand. So what did I do? I became the cricketer. I picked up the soap, turned it into a ball, and threw right across, waiting and watching who is going to be the smart person to catch that soap. That is the person who is going to be my Prince Charming. Guess what? As they all rushed in to get the soap, they all fell over each other, losing the soup because they were pushing each other. I thought there was no discipline like the Mahabharat Swayamvara. I turned my stallion around, returned back to my place, and told my dad, horses don't work with Prince Charming. I'm fine. You look for a Prince Charming for me. Over to you, table topic master.
Wow, great, Kalpana. You are also just like, that we have much more talented Toastmasters in our club, that they are all our storytellers. So right now, I just like to pick one from our guest list. So guest list, you should, I just encourage to all of you to raise your hands. But guest Shrestha, am I audible to all you?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just like to request you to on your video, please.
Okay.
And I like to, that participate in this contest. So here I am just giving
Yeah,
you,
sure.
yeah, sister. So here I am giving you one animal
Um,
and I will leave you one city with one thing. And you just tell a story, how will be your life after your
okay.
life. So choose, my screen is visible to all
Okay.
you?
Yeah, it's visible to me.
Yeah, just choose one animal.
Okay. Number 5.
Number 5.
5.
Okay, you are
And
with the cow.
oh my. Okay. Um, uh, Option 5 for place again.
Five is gone.
5 for place. Okay. 7.
You are right now
7.
at
Yeah.
Leather City, Kanpur.
And for thing, I'll choose option 2.
You are right now with a hero cycle at Kanpur Leather City with a cow. Your time starts right now.
Um, so 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 I'm at Kanpur with a cow and a hero cycle. I have I have to I have to I don't know. So I'm sorry, nothing's coming to
No,
my
no,
head right now.
it's
It's my
okay. It's
first
okay.
time.
Sister, you just
Yeah,
try with a story that
yeah,
you
yeah.
have a one hero cycle right now. You are at Kanpur with a cow. How would be your life? That whether your cow is
Yeah, yeah.
cross, yes, start.
Okay. So I'm at my house feeding the cow and taking care of it. And later that day, I have to go out into the city to buy some leather for a bag that I want to make. And I ride the cycle into the city and pick the leather I want to. And I also pick some more fodder for my cow and also materials to build its shed. And I I ride back home and I reconstruct the shed for my cow and build a I mean get to building the bag I need for my use. And later that day I go out into the city again to sell my bag and I make money out of it. And that actually encourages me to start making more of these and selling it. And I do that over time, and I'm actually able to make good money, and I'm also able to buy a larger plot of land where I also devote like space for my cow and all the other animals, and actually also on the side get into livestock, like rearing livestock and selling produce that I get from that. And yeah, I guess that's it from me.
Wow, great, sister. Actually, you know that, or when I was first time attended one Toastmasters meeting as a guest, I didn't spoke a word also, but you crossed that 1 minute. So bravo to all that you crossed 1 minute 30
Thank you.
seconds almost. So great. So here I will
Thank
pick
you.
one Toastmasters Aarti. She is our very own table topping master. Where is she? May I request Zoom Master to spotlight our Toastmaster Aarti, please? Yes, Aarti. You should have raised your hands. I am searching it.
I was busy. I was
Okay,
busy
okay.
with my evaluation.
Okay, okay. So I am here picking you to choose one animal, place, and thing.
Animal 2.
Okay. It is a cat.
Okay. Place also second?
Second is not there.
Okay, then
Three is there.
third.
Six
Third,
is
no
there.
problem.
Okay.
Yes.
So right now you are at Diamond City, Surat. Surat
Okay.
with a cat. And choose a thing.
That third one?
Okay. Right now you are with a Binaka toothpaste at Diamond City, Surat with a cat. Your time starts right now, Aarti. You have a Binaka toothpaste with a cat at Surat city.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Today, I have got this Binaka toothpaste. So, first of all, let me do something with that toothpaste and clean the teeth of that cat. And that cat is very mysterious. So, I could not catch that. It is running here and there. It went outside the home, and I am after the cat. Everyone is looking at me, what I am doing, but suddenly a dog entered into the picture, and a dog tried to catch the cat, and at last cat has to come to me for the rescue. I took that cat, and we both of us went inside my home, and I gave some milk in a bowl. Cat likes drinking milk, so the cat is very happy. And now I have some work to do, so I will have to look for that paste where I have kept it, because I was running after the cat, and I have kept it somewhere else. So that's it.
Wow, wow, Aarti, it is a superb. Yeah, immediately you just after finish your evaluation, you just attempt this thing, and it is a great moment. How you know remember that Binaka toothpaste, and you used Binaka toothpaste. It is a mind blowing structure. Okay, so friends, Toastmasters, I have another 4 topics with me. Just raise your hands. Yes, Akarsak, I will give you right now a chance to Akarsak and Aditi. Yes, yes, Aditi, I will be give you.
You can give
Yes,
it to Aditi.
so
Give it to Aditi
Aditi,
first.
right now I am just choosing Aditi. So, Zoom Master, can you spotlight Aditi? Yes, Aditi. So, great Aditi, right now you have option number 1, option number 6, option number 8, and 10 from that animal.
Yeah, first from animal.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Okay, right now you are with a dog.
And 10th from a place.
10th, right now you are at Orange City, Nagpur.
And 8th from thing.
So you are with a bullock cart at Orange City, Nagpur with a dog. Yes, your time starts right now.
Okay, uh, so I come from Chhattisgarh, and my native place is in a village. So I miss being in Bullock Cart, and I'm thankful that I'll relate it to memories. So assuming I'm in Nagpur or in city, and I have a cute dog, so uh, so I'll in my afterlife I'll be doing a business maybe of oranges and carrying all those oranges in my bullock cart and exporting it from one place to another. It would be so much fun to transport oranges, and I find that after coming from a tiring day, for my business. I arrive at my home and find the dog, and that lifts my mood up immediately. And I prepare a meal for both of us using oranges, like orange shake or juice or something like that. And um, uh, and I'm living happily with my pet alone, away from all the hustle and bustle, and in a peace, and taking care of my bullocks also. So yeah, that's it.
Wow, wow, Aditi. Actually, you relate all the things in Nagpur, bullock cart, and dog. Great. So right now it is the turn of our own Akarsak. So yes, Akarsak, you are also in spotlight. So you have only two options. You need to choose from 6 and 10 from that animal.
10, 9, 9.
9 is gone.
No, 10, 9, 9.
Okay, 10. So 10 here, animal, you just have a turtle.
9 and 9.
You are right now in the Sandalwood City, Mysore, with a Luna moped. With a Luna moped, you are at Mysore City with a turtle.
Okay. Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Table Topic Master Manas, for this interesting concept. First of all, I would have never imagined in my life that my afterlife would be dictated by someone else. It's supposed to be a fantasy land. And Table Topic Master, this life is unfair, but the afterlife won't be. So let me clarify that for you. Okay, so I am in Mysore and I have no idea about the place except that there is a dosa which is very famous from that place. So I'm assuming the dosas will be in abundance in my afterlife. And I like to be very slow in my approach, although I'm a fast speaker, which is like an irony in itself. So yeah, the turtle as a pet is definitely perfect for me, perfectly imperfect for me. If you remember my icebreaker, I don't believe in perfection. So hopefully the turtle is big enough that I can ride on it. And if not, I'll have the Luna moped with me. So I have two modes of commute with me all the time. And I'm traversing the wild lands over there, and I'm meeting some of the animals like tigers, lions, and I'm making friends with them. But the turtle is very jealous because he doesn't have any others, because he's the only turtle in the entire place. And I get sad. So I ask to be shifted to a different city. So the afterlife now will be beside the sea, some place like Mumbai. And okay, at least the turtle would be happy. My happiness doesn't matter. I believe in the turtle's happiness. And the Luna moped is gifted to some other person. And I am gifting it to Manas because he would like to run away, because I am going to chase him for giving me this topic. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much. Back to you, Manas.
Thank you, thank you. I thought that you will just allow turtle to sit on your Luna moped and you are just driving across that Sandalwood City, Mysore. But great, great Akarsak. So thank you all. So out of 10, we already covered 9 topics and our time is already covered. So here I like to, call our timer to address the time, please. Toastmaster Anisa. Yeah, Toastmaster Anisa, can you read it out time, please, of all table topic?
Yeah. So first speaker Ankit DTM, 2 minute 25 seconds. Second guest Rishabh, 1 minute 20 seconds. Nilesh, 2 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Kalpana, 2 minute 20 seconds. Guest Shrestha, 1 minute 48 seconds. Toastmaster Aarti, 1 minute 29 seconds. Toastmaster Aditi, 1 minute 21 seconds. Toastmaster Akarshak, 1 minute 43 seconds. All are qualified for the votes, for the voting.
So thank
Over to
you,
you.
Toastmaster Anisa. Thank you, Toastmaster Anisa. So here I like to request Zoom Master to open that poll for table topic, please.
I think the table topic poll is yet to be created. If I'm
Actually,
right.
we are still editing the polls, so we can move forward till then.
Okay, so later on we will release that poll. So here I like to hand over to our team mode.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. As you all can see, this is my oxygen mask and I have been put on life support. I am almost going to die. And before I die, I really want to know who was the best speaker for today. Can I please ask timer Anisha to please give the timing reports before my time runs out?
So speaker 1, Monica, for the icebreaker, she took 5 minutes 35 seconds, and speaker 2, Toastmaster Akarshak, took 6 minutes 25 seconds. Both are qualified for the voting. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anisha. Zoom Master, can we please have the polls? I want to know who was the best speaker in this life and not in my afterlife. Zoom Master, can we please launch the polls for the best speaker? Thank you. Members, please note, Toastmaster Monica and Akarshak are the ones to be voted for. Thank you so much, Zoom Master Kunal, for launching the polls. I would like to hand over the evaluation, the last evaluation I will hear in this life. I would like to kindly hand over the session to the general evaluator. I would like to also introduce the general evaluator before I do that. The general evaluator that we have today is none other than, can we have the Zoom general evaluator on the spotlight, please, Zoom Master? Can we have, yes, we have the general evaluator on the spotlight. I would like to introduce the general evaluator of today. He's Toastmaster Nilesh Shukla. He is a scientist by profession. Same pinch Toastmaster Nilesh Shukla. Toastmaster Nilesh works at Aditya Birla Group. He lives in Kharghar and he has been the VP membership of Kharghar Toastmaster Club. Again, same pinch Toastmaster Nilesh Shukla. I am the VP membership of this club. And he has been associated with Toastmasters since July 2020. Over to you, GE Nilesh Shukla, for handing over the evaluations.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikita, for your kind words of introduction. A very warm good evening to all the Toastmasters and guests. It has been a wonderful session full of learning about life, a lot of life lessons I've got from this session. And I'm going to have a major FOMO if I ever miss your meeting again. It is full of wonderful thoughts, wonderful people, and very creative way the meeting has been running so far. So those are my opening remarks. So now coming to the general evaluation session. So those who are not aware of it, for their information, I would like to describe how will the session go on. So as you heard from Nikita earlier, that we have got 3 role players: timer, counter, and grammarian, who are altogether called as tag team. So they are there to support me. And before them, we have got the evaluator for each of the speaker. They will be providing their evaluation. So that's what is going to happen in the session. First, we will go through the evaluations, and subsequently we'll hear from the reports from the tag team. And in the end, I will wind up the session by my final comments. So let me call the first evaluator for today, Toastmaster Ankit, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Monica's speech. And may I request Zoom Master to kindly spotlight Toastmaster Ankit? Yes, Toastmaster Ankit, may I request timer to show the timing cards?
Thank you, General. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Okay, great. If you can see the timers card.
Toastmaster Anisha, may I request you to show the timers card?
I can't able to do that.
1 second, Anisha. Okay.
Anisha is on now.
Yeah, try now.
Toastmaster Kunal, you might want to make, might want to give timer Anisha screen sharing rights.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, great. Yeah, I can see it.
Great. Can you see the card now?
Yes.
Okay. Over to you, Toastmaster Ankit.
Smile is a curve which puts everything straight. And today, my target speaker started her speech with a smile on her face, and that brought a smile on my face. Toastmaster Monica, welcome to the world of Toastmasters, and congratulations on completing your first speech, that is the icebreaker speech. I remember my icebreaker speech that I had given, and looking at you, looking at your confidence, I'm totally flabbergasted. What you did good in your speech, Toastmaster Monica, first was having an audience interaction at the start itself. Audience interaction is a very developed tool that a public speaker uses, and you used it in your first speech, which just shows the kind of awareness that you have about public speaking. So wonderful job done in terms of asking audience question. The second thing that I loved about your speech was the structure of your speech. When I looked at an icebreaker speech, what I always want to look at is about your past, about your present, and about your future. What is your aspirations? And you had all that in your speech. You talked about where were you born? How did you grow up? Then you talked about your engineering phase. Then you talked about your job phase, about the placement phase. And at the end, you ended with your inspiration, that is your father. So very well crafted structure that the speech had. The kudos on that. The third thing that I loved was the use of language. Words are power. Words bring power to any speech. And you had good amount of descriptive words in your speech, like you used fruitation, seed of my dreams, etc. So beautiful job done, Toastmaster Monica, in terms of that. Now, as your speech talks about life is simple, although life is simple, it can be made better, right? So I have few things that I feel can make your speech better. First thing, Toastmaster Monica, I would have loved to see you use your hands, because I was just able to see this part of your body. I would have loved it if you would have taken this screen back. The hands can be visible, or take the this way down so that the hands can be visible. That makes you more lively as a speaker. The second thing that I felt that you could have done better was that I was looking forward to know more about Monica, the person. I wanted to know what are Monica's hobbies. What does Monica do in her free time? So if I would have known that, for example, if you would have told me that I like to read books, I would have come after the session and asked you, what are the type of books that you read? That would have connected me more with you as a member. So that was one more thing that I felt you could have done better. Overall, Monica, through your speech, I came to know that you are a very ambitious person who loves to learn and has an optimism for future. You excelled in having an audience interaction. You had good amount of words in your speech. You had a good structure. Just work on using your hand gestures in your next speech, and maybe you could have told us about your hobbies. That would have made your speech a bit better. Overall, a wonderful speech. And again, welcome to the family of Toastmasters. And I look forward to see you in further speeches. Thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit, for that well-rounded interview. Well-rounded evaluation of Toastmaster Monica's icebreaker speech. It was a wonderful icebreaker speech. And as you have summarized, as you have captured all the points, I don't have anything specific to add, but I would again urge Monica to use gestures more often. That would make more powerful speech. Our next evaluator for today is Toastmaster Aarti. Toastmaster Aarti would be evaluating Toastmaster Akarshak's speech. May I request Zoom Master to kindly spotlight Toastmaster Aarti.
Hello.
Zoom Master Kun. Toastmaster Aarti, can you see timers cards?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I can't.
Toastmaster.
Your video is turned off. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Akarshak. That was a wonderful speech. As history is recorded chronologically, dates are important. But to apply it like this has taken me aback. And the title, oh, when I saw dates, I thought you would tell us something about your dates with a girlfriend or girlfriends. Ha. It was quite interesting to know about the dates that were milestone. You started with a bag. You had many questions to make that made me think, what could be the answers for that questions? What I loved about your speech was, oh, wow, articulation, presentation, and confidence. Delivering a speech in a standing position, a great job done. Second point, on content part, I loved the way you took only 4 dates and also told us that you have more stories to tell. It is really difficult to prepare a speech of 5 to 7 minutes when you have many incidents in your life. Kudos to you and your mentor for making it possible. Third point, your life has been an insightful for all of us. Thanks for sharing your story. Some points of recommendations. I would have loved to hear about some dates and time that gave you happiness. Second, I would have loved if you could have added some humor in your speech. When you ask, are my dates setting up a precedent? Give some pause after a question. Above all, it was a wonderful speech that fulfilled all the requirements for your speech pathways. You excelled at your presentation skill and clarity of voice. Add some humor and you are the best speaker. All the best for your future speeches. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aarti. Toastmaster Akarshak, in addition to Toastmaster Aarti's recommendations, I have a couple of points for you. So what I noticed that you were standing and you're delivering the speech, which is very good. It shows that how comfortable you are. But the camera was at an angle it was coming from low to up. Camera was at a lower position and you were standing. So that does not give a proper view of a person. That is something that you might want to change for the next speech. Second, I thought you have great command over words that was demonstrated through your speech. What I observed that you use gestures which were repetitive. So most of the times you were using 2 hands which were coming like in this position. So that is something that you might want to practice so that the next speech becomes more impactful. So those are the recommendations from my end. Hope they will be useful for you. Now, may I request our timer to share the timing report for the evaluation session?
So evaluator Ankit took 3 minutes, 5 seconds, and evaluator Aarti took 2 minutes, 50 seconds, and both are qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anisha. After the timer's report, I would invite our counter for the day, Toastmaster Aditi, to share her counter report.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator Nilesh. I will be sharing the screen. So as we can see, Kalpana, Sergeant at Arms Kalpana did not use any gap fillers, and Toastmaster Nikita used one and four R. Um, Toastmaster Tabletop Master Manav used four so, one and six R. And further, speaker one Monica used three R. Evaluator Ankit used one so and two R. Speaker second Akarshak did not use any R or gap fillers in his speech, so kudos to that. And evaluator two Aarti used one R. Coming to table topic speakers, Ankit used three R. Rishabh took Rishabh used five and one so and eight R. Nilesh, table topic speaker Nilesh used two so and two R. And again, Kalpana did not use any gap fillers, so kudos to that too. And Shrestha used 11 and 3 so and 8 R. Aarti used 8 and 2 so and 10 R. And Akarshak used 6 and 3 so and 1 R. I did not note in my gap fillers, so I'm sure I have also used too many gap fillers. So the purpose of writing it down in this way is to often when we speak we are not aware of what we are filling, what we are using as a gap fillers. So for that reason, to bring it into conscious and to improve for further speeches, we make a report for gap fillers, and I hope you all will realize and bring it into conscious and uh, do well next time. And thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditi, for listening carefully to all the speakers and trying to identify the filler words. The next role player is grammarian. I request Toastmaster Sharon to kindly share her grammarian report with us today.
Thank you, General Evaluator. And I guess everyone had FOMO and used really good grammar. And for all the times that I have been grammar, this is the first time that I think we have made, or we as a club has made the least number of incorrect grammatical usage. And so kudos to that team. And I'll start with the good usage. The few interesting words that were used here was one, spiritual realm, which means world inhabited by spirits, good or evil. Fruition, which means plan has succeeded. Deja vu, a feeling of having an experience which has already been done. Intuitive, a warm embrace, meaning hold someone closely. Awakening, a moment of becoming suddenly aware of something. Yearning, feeling of intense longing. Flabbergasted, astonished or surprised. Some interesting quotes, a couple of them were, one is the puzzle of life. It was a huge one. I'll not be repeating it. The second one was the seed of my dreams. A usage which can be worked on is have your cards. I mean, can you have your cards? Can be said as, can you display your cards? Good college and good campus can be cut short by saying good college and campus. My intention here is just to concise the words so that it's more impactful. Huge milk can be said, a huge amount of milk, a lot of. I can't able to do that can be said, I'm unable to do that. The word of the day was used by Nikita, Akashak, Kalpana, Nilesh, and me. The phrase of the day was used by Akashak and Kalpana. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator Nilesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon. The word of the day that you chose was very relevant and people can make a part of their vocabulary. And you have nicely captured the good usage of the words also, and very well you have given the suggestions where the language can be improved in a grammatical manner. Thank you for your inputs. So with this, we come to the end of the reports by the tag team, and now it's my turn to provide my evaluation or kind of feedback for the whole session. And please bear with me as I go through my notes and talk to you about what I observed throughout from the beginning to the end of the meeting. So in the beginning, this is the first time I'm joining this meeting, and I was welcomed by the soothing music that was playing before the meeting. So I would say that that's a very great initiative. That's what I have observed. We don't do this at our club. Additionally, there was a presentation running in the beginning before the session started, which had information about the Toastmasters International and your club as well. So that gives some kind of idea to the people who are not Toastmasters, guests who are joining for the first time, so they can get some amount of information while others are joining and the session is getting started. So that's another good initiative from your end. The pre-meeting, when they before 4 o'clock time, I found this whole a few minutes, 15 or 20 minutes, whatever time it was, the whole environment was very cordial and very cordial virtual environment. Generally, people join the meeting, they keep themselves on mute, and then they were waiting for the sergeant at arms to start the meeting. But people were interacting with each other, greeting each other. But that's something very good. That's something generally missing these days on virtual platforms. Now, my first impressions came from our sergeant at arms, who extended warm welcome to the all the Toastmasters and guests and stated the club mission. She also laid down the rules that had to be followed during the meeting. And she did all these things very well. She coordinated with all the role players in the beginning. She took the roll call. That's a great job. And she introduced the presiding officer very well. So great job, Sergeant at Arms. Then the person who has been silent throughout the meeting but has made all our lives very easy, Zoom Master Kunal, you have done your job wonderfully, and thank you to that great job. Presiding Officer Nikita, you addressed in your opening address, you talked about the power of words, and that relates very well to me because my icebreaker speech was titled "Words Have Superpower," and just it made me nostalgic that the kind of examples you gave made me relate to myself. And I'm sure all those who are here, they already know the value of words, the power that they carry, both constructive and destructive. And that's why we are all here to make our words count. So that's the right kind of message that was delivered at the beginning of the meeting. Now, the great thing you did was introducing the guest also. And one thing that I like that you remembered the person who had joined in the last meeting, Rishabh, and you could connect with him and get his feedback. So that's a very good thing that tells that you were attentive in the last session as well. Now coming to a story about the Japanese story of the scientist carrying out experiments with water. Being a scientist, I was kind of finding it very difficult to believe, but I did a Google search and I have found the book. So certainly I have to read the book to understand it further. But we know that the words really have power, and I can understand. So I can get the idea. Still, I will have to validate the scientific theory behind it. That's something that's homework for me, and I'll be doing that. But what I learned that, okay, words have this power, and then they have effect on the consciousness that's around us. So that's something we all should remember. Now, I just missed somehow that how swiftly you transform from the role of presiding officer to Toastmaster of the day. That's very swiftly it was done. There was no break or something that was there. And after you assumed the role of Toastmaster of the day, you very well introduced the tech team, and the tech team also precisely described what their roles are going to be, so that guests can also understand. Now, Toastmaster, the grammarian, Toastmaster Sharon has given very nice quote when she described the analogy of grammar to the salt. That's something that when I play my role as a grammarian next time, I'll be completely stealing you. So I'll telling you now only that that's something I'm going to use in my roles going forward. As I mentioned earlier, the word of the day is very useful and very easy to use. We could have seen more use of phrase of the day in and day out, obviously, but we have learned something, and I'm sure we'll be using it in the near future. Now coming to the theme of the life. So there is something after life. it was a very serious topic. If you look at it, that people, when we talk about death, all of us become very, very serious. And so I have my apprehensions that what a boring or dull meeting it's going to be. But the way our Toastmasters started the meeting, and then the way you have conducted the whole session, you have made it a lot of fun. A lot of insights have come, but it has not been very heavy. The lessons have been learned in a way that is very, very light and something that we will all remember. And with your opening remarks, you painted a very vivid picture of one's last moments. And that again tells me that, okay, words do have power and they can paint very clear pictures and make everyone else see the same thing that we want them to see. I also came across the book that you mentioned, Life After Life, something, that book that I have to, again, one more book I need to read from here. Now, coming to the speakers, as both of these speakers delivered their speeches, I'll thank and congratulate Toastmaster Monica on her icebreaker speech. It was wonderfully delivered. Toastmaster Akarshak, you are a wonderful speaker. Congrats to you also on your completing this project. We did not have the third speaker, but our Toastmaster did not feel the way she transitioned, that she changed her script so that the lack of third speaker was not felt. That's again a great thing on Toastmaster of the day. Now coming to the table topic session, Toastmaster Manas has done extremely well. One thing that has gone very well is that he has been able to relate his table topics with the theme of the meeting. And the next level of innovation has been coming out with 3 different things: city, animal, and a thing, and combining them together. And you can see there can be many combinations. And even if there were more speakers, he would have had sufficient number of topics for everyone. What I liked about is that he encouraged the speakers. When a speaker got stuck, felt that he was done, still he encouraged them to go forward and speak. So that is something which is very, very important, because as guests, people are sometimes nervous. The first time they're participating, too much conscious about what are they saying. And in such moments, the encouragement helps them a lot. That's a very great thing, Toastmaster Manas. The other thing that I liked about you, that you very rightly pointed out when I myself I spoke, that I digressed from the topic in some way. So you wanted us to talk about future life, but I talked about my present life more. And you were very right to point out that thing, so that other speakers will also try to follow what is expected of them. Now, a couple of points, suggestions that Toastmaster Manas, when you invite uniting guest or any speaker, so I think you should get their approval first. You should sense that whether they are comfortable or not, because many times people who are coming for the first time, not everyone at the same level. Some of them might have some more issues in terms of being spotlighted suddenly. So you should ask them first. Those who are willing to participate in the table topics, they should be allowed to participate. Those who just want to observe the meeting for the first time and then later on in the next meeting they want to take part, they should be given that freedom. That's something that's my personal view. It's up to you to take it or leave it. Now, one more thing that I observed, that after you had given the topic to the speaker, you said that your time starts now. Now, that's something that is slightly technically wrong in terms of Toastmasters. The time starts when the speaker makes their first gesture, sound, or speaks something. That's where the time starts. So you are supposed to give them 10 seconds or 27 seconds. And once they have that kind of, any cue from the speaker, that's where the timer should start the time. So that's another suggestion from my end. Few things that we do at our club and could be of use to you. So you could publish an agenda which breaks down the whole session into time-wise. So how much time is given to the opening remarks by the presiding officer, and then table topic master, Toastmaster today starts her session, her initial part. We can just lay down some time, 10 minutes or something. Then when is the prepared speeches session going to take place? Then the table topics, and then further the evaluation session. So this would keep us on track, that how are we faring on time. Sometimes what we have observed, that people get carried forward with their roles and extend the session too much. But if we have a time agenda, then we can bring them back to the time. The other thing that I noticed, that the timer report was not taken after the prepared speeches. That's something we need to do. So just after the prepared speeches are over, we can take the timers report. And I believe that the voting should also done after each session when the speeches are fresh in our minds. And in this online platform, what happens, people also leave sometimes in between. So if someone has attended the first session, but they are not towards the end, so their vote doesn't count in a way. So this gives a chance that you vote for the session after each session. So those are the few remarks from my end. I'd also suggest Accounter and Grammarian to share their reports if they have made in digital form with all the Toastmasters in your clubs group, so that people can notice what all they have done well and how can they improve further. That's something that you might want to do. And with this, I come to the end, and I will say that may all of your afterlives come after a very, very long time, when you have lived your life to fullest, have had all the success and happiness you ever wished for. Thank you. That's all from my end. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. That was a very detailed report. I regret to inform that Toastmaster of the day, old lady Nikita, has passed away and she is now dancing in her afterlife. I received a message from heaven just before she was going to die. She told me that she's going to be dancing in heaven, and I believe that's what she's doing right now. So I take over as the presiding officer next. And I would like to first call upon the polls for the evaluators. Zoom Master, can we please have the polls for the evaluator? Members, please note that only the first two evaluators are going to be qualified for the voting.
Just a second. Actually, I'm facing some technical issue right now. I'm also trying to ensure that Kunal is made a host or something. Kunal, could you just launch the poll, please?
Yeah, for the evaluator, it's already done.
Okay.
Yes, the evaluator poll is done.
Uh,
Are we ready to launch the poll for the role players?
Okay.
Okay. So members and guests, the next poll is for the role players.
One second, Kunal, you haven't added the table topic master. So I would suggest take out this poll and launch the other polls till the time you edit it.
And Kunal, suppose table topic also it is ready, then you can flash it out. Table topic speaker.
Yeah, I'm launching the table topic speaker one.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So Master, can we have the next poll which is ready, either auxiliary or role player, whichever one? Okay, if the voting is done for this poll, can we have the role player polls?
Nikita, give me 2 minutes. You can continue with your other things. I'll just get the editing done.
For the role players, okay. Okay, so dear members and guests, I want to inform that we had a wonderful meeting. It was a meeting that I personally really enjoyed because each role player was actually very creative with their roles and had put in a lot of efforts for this meeting, as we can see. So before moving on to the award ceremony, we'll just wait for the polls. And meanwhile, I would like to take a feedback from the first time people who attended this meeting. Shrestha, is it okay if you are okay to provide your feedback? Can you tell us what you felt about the meeting?
I think it was amazing, and I mean, in the long run, such things really help with the communication skill, especially the tabletop topics that I took part in, actually, because it's really difficult to come up with something impromptu and then just talk about it for a few minutes. So, yeah, overall, I really liked the session.
That's great. That's great. I totally understand. I mean, even in my first Toastmaster meeting, I was really blank about what to say because a table topic impromptu speaking was something I had last done when I was in high school. So it's really useful also in our real world when we have to have impromptu conversations with somebody and you can talk on a wide range of topics. It really helps. So looking forward to seeing you more in the other meetings, Shrestha. And Rishabh, I know this was your second meeting. So what are your views about this?
Thank you, Nikita. So I really enjoyed the meeting. So even the theme was interesting and the way table topics was contested, like it was really nice, the innovative way. So kudos to Manas. So overall, it was a wonderful session and the evaluation given by all the evaluators and the journal evaluator. So not only it helps the speaker, but also the one who are listening, so even they can improve their skills. So overall, like it was a really wonderful session for me. Thanks.
That's great, Rishabh. Looking forward to seeing you also in the next meeting. Okay, so yes, so I think we are ready to launch the polls. Zoom Master, can we have the poll for the best role player? Okay. Meanwhile, I also want to inform all of you that our 50th meeting is coming up soon and we have a lot of fun activities planned. Um, we have Toastmasters Shreya and Kalpana who have taken up the main lead and they're organizing really fun events for the next 50th meeting. So I think it's going to be a really interesting event and all of you should definitely attend that meeting. It's going to be a really fun session. Zoom Master, are we ready for the next award ceremony session?
Yeah. Yes, we are. I'm just sharing the screen. Just give me a
Okay.
second. Yeah.
Okay, so members and guests, this is the most awaited part always, the award ceremony. So we have the best auxiliary role player to the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sharon. Zoom Master, can we have Toastmaster Sharon on the spotlight? Congratulations, Toastmaster Sharon.
Thank you.
Kalpana, if you can just do full screen or maybe press F5.
Yeah, just a second. No, it's not happening.
Yes, F and F5.
Yeah. Control F5 is what I'm doing. It's not happening.
Not Control F5, just F5.
Okay, then try to start the slideshow then.
Okay, just a second. No, I'm not able.
From Kalpana in the bottom tab, just next on the left of the maximize slide, you have this icon. Just you can press that.
Yeah.
No, on the left, not the maximize bar, but the one on the left of to that, which looks like a keynote on the right. Just go to, just keep scrolling on the
Kalpana,
right.
immediately to the left of the minus. on that. Yes, this.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
That
you.
one, yes. Okay, so can we have a picture with Toastmaster Cheryl? Okay. Toastmaster Kalpana, is the picture done?
Yeah.
Yes,
For now, it's done, right? Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Cheryl? Okay, and the next award goes to Best Table Topic, Toastmaster Ankit. Distinguished Toastmaster Ankit Dasgupta. Can you have a picture with him?
Thank you. I think the bull was lucky for me.
Okay, are we done with the picture?
Yeah, it's done.
Toastmaster. Okay, perfect. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ankit. Next award also to Toastmaster Ankit, Best Evaluator. Congratulations, Ankit, on winning 2 awards.
Thank you.
In being a distinguished Toastmaster, you deserve the awards.
I wouldn't agree with that, but for today, maybe yes. The speaker was very good. Thank you.
Okay, Zoom Master, are we done with the picture?
Yes, it's done.
Okay, yes. And the next award goes to Best Speaker, Toastmaster Akarshak. Congratulations, Toastmaster Akarshak. This is another date you will remember.
I was supposed to remember today's date anyway. Thank you.
Zoom Master, is the picture done?
Yes, it's done.
Okay, perfect. And the next award goes to Toastmaster Nikita. Okay. I can take her place. She's passed away.
It's done, Nikita.
Okay, thank you so much. We've done all the awards? Okay, perfect.
No, we do have one more.
Which one?
Icebreaker.
speech.
Icebreaker for
Yes.
Monica.
Yes. Congratulations, Toastmaster Monica, on your first speech, your icebreaker speech. Can we have Toastmaster Monica on the spotlight? Yes.
Congratulations, Monica.
Thank you. Okay, Zoom Master, picture done.
Yes, we are done.
Okay, perfect. Congratulations to all the winners for having a great, wonderful meeting. And all of you did wonderful in your speeches and your table topics and roles. And we had a great meeting. And with this, I officially would like to close this meeting for today. And we can move on to the next part, which is the networking session.
Photo.
Group picture.
Oh, yes, of course. Can we have everybody's video on? We need to have a group picture for a wonderful meeting.
I think we can again do that. We can put hearts. It really comes out well.
Zoom Master, is the picture done?
It's done, Nikita.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I officially close the meeting and we all can turn into the informal version of ourselves and go to the networking session now. Thank you everybody for having a wonderful meeting. See you all next week in a more fun and 50th session that we have. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikita.
No problem. We can stop the recording, I guess now.